everybody, welcome to another video. My name is Infiniti Whitley and I am a life insurance broker in the states of Missouri and Michigan. Today I am back with another episode of Life Insurance with Infiniti, and today I am going to talk about the long-awaited topic of what are living benefits, right? So living benefits are exactly what they sound like. They are benefits to life insurance that will help you while you're alive. And some people are like, well, that doesn't make much sense. We're gonna get into that. Before I do, make sure you like this video, subscribe if you're watching it on YouTube, follow my page if you're watching this on Facebook. It helps me out a lot. So living benefits, right? These are things that make me very excited because, especially when talking to younger clients, this is something that, you know, can really help out long term. So living benefits are riders that are attached to some term and some whole life policies that, again, will pay out partially while you're still alive. So these riders are inclusive of long-term care riders, they are critical illness riders, chronic illness riders, and terminal illness riders. So in this video, I'm going to go through all of those. So grab your popcorn, grab your pen and paper, let's take some notes. Let's start with terminal illness riders. So terminal illness riders are the ones that, if you have them on your policy will pay out partially or entirely if you are expected to have less than 2 years or so to live. And so you call in about it, let them know the situation, and they would cut you a check. Most people aren't working during terminal illness times. In a lot of cases, these payouts help people to either settle some final expenses such as remainder on mortgage payments, car leases, or if they have any kind of medical expenses that have come up in that time, they can use that benefit that they've withdrawn from to pay towards that so that their family doesn't have to. And that might sound something you wouldn't think of, especially if you're younger. But say, you know, you're younger, you're like 32, and then like shortly after your 33rd birthday, you get stricken with, say, cancer. And they say, hey, unfortunately, Mr. Doe, you only have, or Miss Doe, you only have 18 months to live. I'm sorry. Well, 9 times out of 10, you're probably not feeling great enough to work. And so, especially if you're the main breadwinner in a family, having a policy with a terminal illness rider attached to it is crucial because it can serve as a form of income replacement if you need it to, or again, a way to pay medical expenses or any kind of debts, and it's tax-free. Long-term care riders are exactly what they sound like. Long-term care riders are if you become severely disabled, or perhaps you are elderly and you need to go into an assisted living situation or a nursing home, long-term care facility, something like that. As long as some policies, they differ, but as long as you're in there for about 60 to 90 days, most policies will have a provision in there, if you have that rider associated with it, to pay out a portion of your death benefit to help cover those costs, or again, any other associated costs that you need at a tax-free benefit. Critical illness riders are ones that will pay out a portion of your death benefit if you do get stricken with cancer, or if you have a heart attack or a stroke. Then again, you can use that as a tax-free benefit to pay for any kind of medical things, or really whatever you need to pay for at that moment. The insurance company would pay out part of that death benefit while you're living to take care of whatever you need to take care of. And again, chronic illness is similar to the long-term care or the critical illness care rider. It will pay out a portion of the policy if you are unable to do at least 2 of daily living activities. So what are those? Bathing, dressing, grooming, eating, etc. If you're unable to do any of that, or you have some kind of severe cognitive disability for 90 consecutive days, then a portion of your policy would pay out to help you cover whatever expenses you needed them for. And then there's one more kind of hidden living benefit there that is associated with a whole life policy, and that is cash value, right? So in a whole life policy, that policy is building cash value as long as it's enforced. So that means that later on, if you have to, a lot of times this is baked into your standard policies, but a lot of times you can borrow against the cash value, the face value of that policy, to pay for whatever you need at that moment, whatever your needs are at that moment, and then you just pay it back over time. Some people don't end up paying it back at all, but it does deduct from that initial face value of the policy. So why are these riders and conditions important as far as living benefits go, right? So, I mean, really, why is all insurance important? Because it protects, it safeguards against the future. It insulates you from risks of life. So, you know, again, as I've said in other videos, you never know what life will throw at you, and you don't really want to be caught without proper protections put in place. So whether you have life insurance, which I highly recommend, or you have enough savings put away to deal with that, then I mean, it's just a good thing all in all to have, so you don't have to deal with that. Because I mean, how many of us could afford a $5,000-$10,000 emergency on the spot? I can't. So, you know, things like that are something that you want to consider when you're shopping around for insurance. I always tell my clients, whether they're young or they're old, to ask their agent about living benefits, if those are details that if those are riders that they qualify for while, you know, searching for policies and things like that. As a broker, I do have access to a few carriers that do have living benefits. So if you live in Missouri or Michigan, you can always reach out to me and we can schedule a consultation. I would be more than glad to look into your options for you.